If you're looking to outrank your competitors on the search results and get more business, you're in the right place. This is part of a whole series where we're teaching you as a small business owner the things you can do and the things you don't need to worry about if you want to outrank and get more customers. Now, you can also learn a lot of this from this book, Small Business, Big Visibility, Local SEO Made Easy. It teaches all kinds of stuff. Today, we're talking about technical SEO. This is one of my favorite topics, and it's chapter 9. And the reason it's one of my favorite topics is this is stuff that most of the SEO companies spend like 80% of their time on, and yet most of the time it doesn't make that big of a difference. All the SEO you can do, it's probably the least important. It's crazy. They spend all their time on it, they spend all your money on it, and it gets you the least results. You are lucky because you're watching this video, so you're not going to be out scammed by these scam artists that are going out pushing this stuff. So what is technical SEO? We have a ton of information in here that goes over what a bunch of the different types of technical SEO are, and we ordered them in what we think is roughly most important to least important. So some of the things that do matter in technical SEO is 404 management. If you've had a website that's been out there for a while, and maybe you've gone through a few refreshes and rebuilding of your website, oftentimes the people designing the site aren't thinking about, oh, I totally just changed the URL from, use a plumbing example, services repipe to now it just says repiping. And now anyone who had a link pointing to that old page, they get a 404 error when they land on your site, which isn't helpful at all. And the search engines are like, oh man, that's too bad. That was a really good page and it was full of information. It was ranking really well, but now they changed the URL and they aren't telling us where the new page is that roughly equals the old page. So now you're going to lose out on some of that traffic that you were getting. That's kind of a bad deal. So that's one thing you need to manage, but don't obsess over, is making sure you don't have a ton of 404 errors. Another one is a sitemap. You need to have a sitemap that goes in and outlines all the pages that are on your site. That's usually sitemap.xml. Kind of a technical thing. If you have most websites that are out there today have a software that it's built on, and a bunch of them have a tool that can go plug right in and build that sitemap automatically for you. But it is something to be aware of and to make sure that you have in place. Another thing that matters a lot can be having schema markup, especially in the age of AI. Schema markup can sometimes be helpful, but some people take it again and they're like, oh, schema, I didn't know about that before. And they were at one side of the spectrum and they swing clear over and the pendulum's clear over here now, and they're obsessing over making sure that the schema is every single piece of information on your site has their own individual schema, and that's you probably don't need to get to that extreme if you're looking for local SEO, but it's important to be aware of. Some other things that you need to be aware of: H1 through H6 tags. People will worry so much about sculpting the right exact H1 that you have, and yeah, it can help, but don't stress your whole life over it. And you probably don't need to have every H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. You probably don't need all of those. You can probably use those in a well-structured site, but don't obsess over it. Also, you don't need to go in and optimize to the nth degree your on-page keyword density. That's all stuff that people are still trying to sell, and most of the time it's not nearly as beneficial as some of the other SEO things that we've already talked about in this series. So if you're curious about other things that you should be looking out for, my favorite is there's still some people who are out there talking about meta keywords. I can't believe that. They have not been used in over 20 years. And Microsoft was using them for a little while, and then it came out a little while after, like Google says, we no longer use that. Favorite story from SEO ever, probably. Google's like, oh, we don't use that. Microsoft comes out, oh, we still use that. So then you have all these people just stuffing all these keywords in there. And then Microsoft comes out a year later and like, oh, psych, we were just using that to see who's trying to spam us. But people still, as surprising it is, 20 years later, are still trying to sell that kind of stuff to people, and it's absolutely absurd. So don't fall for the trap. Make sure that you know what matters. So some of the other things that can help a little bit is an image alt tag. That can be helpful, but you don't need to go in and over optimize your image names. Like that kind of stuff can help a little bit, but we're well beyond a lot of over optimization that a lot of these technical SEO people are doing. So if you're wondering what you should or shouldn't be doing, we've got a total of 14 different technical SEO items that we talk about in the book, explain what you should or shouldn't be doing. We've covered a ton of them. And if you're looking for more information, go check out the other videos in this series. We're here to help. If you've got questions, leave us a comment, reach out to us. We are happy to answer your questions as well. Looking forward to helping you as a small business owner get a bigger slice of the pie from the search engines.